Hello amazing you and welcome. I'm Campbell and this is Spiral Up, and today I wanted to talk about the split that is currently happening. What is it? What does it mean for you? And what do we do to make sure we're on the right side of the split? Let's get into it. Alright guys, so you may or may not have heard of the split. Is basically one, there's many words for it. Some people are saying ascending to 5D, which you've probably heard of, the new earth, all these different terms, but what they're all referring to is a split in frequency, basically, frequency and consciousness. So this all comes from Dolores Cannon originally, who was basically just doing hypnotherapy and regressing people, and she found that when she was asking questions, they were all saying the same thing. They all started talking about this split that was going to happen in the future, and her work was in the sort of 70s and 80s, I believe. And since then, other people who are regressing others have found the same information, and a lot of them weren't aware of Dolores's work. So this is a phenomena that's happening, and all these people talking about a split. And what they say is it's going to be a split in frequency or consciousness. So this is what we're seeing right now at the moment, and I'll get into that in a minute. But the split is basically, the concept is that there's a new earth already here, basically superimposed over the one that we knew, and it's at a higher frequency. And what's happening is it's in the process of becoming more real, of becoming more solid, more material, dense, so that we can interact with it. And so what's going to happen is the people that align with the new frequency, that is the higher frequency, they will ascend, go up, and into the new earth, into whatever we want to call it, 5D, all these things. And everyone who isn't of that frequency, who's not ready, who can't match that frequency, they're going to stay here and do another cycle, which is another great year, which is 26,000, or what is it, 25,720? No, I think that's wrong, but like around 26,000 years. So this is what's happening. There's two Earths here at the moment, and one is slowly materializing, and it's a higher vibration, and that's what we're all seeing, guys. So we all know of the Mandela effect, and this came in sort of 5 years ago or so, and all these other concepts came in as well, like flat earth, the old world sort of Tartaria type topics, star forts, all sort of came in not that long ago. And especially with things like the Mandela effect, it's like, how do you explain these things? Well, the split explains these things. The split, it's a strange concept because it's so foreign to what we've been told. But when you think about it and when you look around, it actually makes more sense than anything. For one, this is in all the ancient writings, religious philosophy, all this kind of stuff, theosophy. They all talk about, we've got Armageddon, we've got the apocalypse, we've got ascension stories, a lot of talk about the Kundalini rising, even heaven, after death, we go somewhere better. Not that I'm saying we're all going to die or anything, but another thing is, what is death? The concept we have of death is only coming from where we are now, so we can only see death as from this 3D reality. So it's hard, death isn't exactly what we believe it is. We know this, right? There's no death as far as the concept of you die and are no longer. That can't exist. So we're in this place, where we can only see, from where we are. But as this new Earth comes in, we're able to see more because we're going up in frequency and we're matching the frequency of the new Earth, which is more open. It's not restricted. There's no censorship in the new Earth, no rules, all this kind of stuff. So this is why things are changing, and this is why it looks like there's a physical split, right? We know there's all the people walking around with the no, and then there's the people who that's the last thing they would ever do. We've got this split, and it's a test. This is what's going on. This is the universe sorting the wheat from the chaff, to quote the Bible. Those who are ready and who can match the frequency, who have done the work and are ready to go up, they'll match the frequency, and the new Earth, we'll talk about how it appears, but they'll go to the new Earth. And everyone else who can't do that will stay down. So we know what these frequencies are. Of course, the high frequency is love, right? Which is what we're all trying to do. We're trying to help people. We're trying to show people what's going on and assure them it's okay and don't fight. Just, and this is what we're about. But clearly, shall we say the other side, because that's what they are at this point. They're not about that. These are the ones that go crazy and start yelling at people and attack people for not wearing the which, and so they're all about the negative energy, and that's why we can see it. And the apocalypse, of course, means comes from Greek. They say ancient Greek, which is probably Scythian, I guess. Apocalypsis, which means a lifting of the veil. So literally, this is what's happening. Is all this stuff, about the news and everything now, it is being overplayed at the moment, but it was always there. But most people didn't see it. It was always there that the news was fake, that it was propaganda, that it was only put out to lead us in a certain direction. But now it's becoming so blatantly obvious, it's being shoved in our face. Right? The veil's lifted. And the veil's lifted, and a lot of people saw it, but the ones who didn't see it, it's now getting so ridiculous that this is the universe trying to wake everyone up before this change happens, and it's coming. And yeah, this way everything's getting so ridiculous and like Clown World is because there's this polarity happening, and so we can see the different energies, we can see the different frequencies, and the people, these people, and the ones that are getting this, they can see it too. That's why they're angry. It's like they want to be where we are, but they're holding themselves back, which shows they're not ready, to ascend, because you have to, become the person that deserves to ascend, which means you have to lift your frequency up. You have to, be in that state of mind all the time. It has to become a subconscious thing. And this is why repetition, and this is why I keep going over all this stuff, is the more you hear this stuff and the more you think about it, the more automatic it becomes, so you don't have to think about it. It's just who you are. And when that happens, that's your frequency. That's how you change your frequency. So it's making the decisions, in the moment. This is where change happens, is catching yourself in the moment and making a better decision. Instead of reacting, it's acting. And so the people who have done this and the people who are prepared to do it or doing it now, and if you're doing it now, hurry up. These are the people that are going to rise. It's us. We're the, again, this is in all the ancient books, the rainbow tribe, or, the children of the rainbow, which of course, again, has been usurped, right, and turned upside down in front of our face. You know what I'm talking about. We have the 144,000. We've got all these different stories. There are stories in all cultures, past and present as well, because this world is cyclical. It works in cycles. So we've been at this energy point before. Well, maybe not us, but the Earth has. So yeah. So there's a split happening, and you can see it, guys. You can see it, right? So what do the people say? Because when they get regressed, they literally, because time doesn't exist, right? So they get taken to the point of this ascension, the wave, the split. And what most of them say is it happens quickly, and it's like a wave. almost like the moon, the solar wave that Crow did. Just energy that just comes across the plane, and basically, when that happens, we don't know what happens to the people who stay below, but that may be a catastrophe. That might be what starts their new cycle. But for us who are going up, this is what they say, and again, this is just off other people's what other people have said, is that it's a wave, and basically people will not almost go unconscious. We'll sort of almost like black out for a bit, is what they say, and then we'll suddenly see everything differently. So it'll literally be like your frequency changes. It's exactly like the cymatic videos that I've shown, where you see the frequency and the pattern changes instantly when they change that frequency. It just changes instantly into a new complete geometrical perfect shape. And so that's the concept. When the frequency changes, everything that we see changes. Who we are changes. The body changes. And obviously everyone says this is a good thing, this is a good place, it's abundance, we are lighter, we have more, we have access to all these abilities that we hear of and that some people have. We all have them, all these sort of psychic abilities and things, even to some more out there things like levitation and that. This is what's spoken about, but obviously we're going to have to get there to find out. But this is what's going on. This is why the world is so crazy at the moment, guys. This is why it's clown world, is we're seeing the split. This is why we can't understand these people and they can't understand us. We're literally on different levels. And again, this is in our language, right? Oh, they're just not on my level. I just couldn't tune into them. The vibe was wrong. They weren't on my vibe. We've got all this stuff, right, in our language. So these people are literally on a different frequency, and I don't think they're going down. I think they're probably staying where they are, and we're rising with the new Earth as it becomes more into existence, more real. We can align with it more, and it's sort of pulling us up with it, if that makes sense. And so what's happening from those that wish to rule, those that did rule for the last couple hundred years at least, they can't match the frequency. That they just can't, and they are also disconnected from source. They're not like us. They're not human. They can't feel God. There's no connection to source, to nature. That's why they can chop down rainforests and don't care. This is the thing, that they don't have that connection. And what are we hearing now from people who are getting, the got to be careful what I say. A lot of them are saying, I can't feel God anymore, or I feel alone, or I've lost my connection. So this is what it is, guys. This is what that is. It's to keep... See, the universe is throwing all this stuff in our face to wake as many people up as possible, but the parasite is fighting that by trying to get this into as many people as possible to stop them raising their vibration and waking up. And in the process, it's disconnecting them from source, so that once that happens, they're stuck for another cycle. They cannot raise their frequency. So, obviously everyone watching this knows, do not let anyone, if someone tries to do it by force, it's life and death, guys. This is what's going on. But don't focus on that. You'll never, just focus on the future and what's coming and the good things, and that's what you'll experience. If we focus on this bad stuff, we're going to draw it to us. So don't worry about all that stuff. Just stand in your power, understand the universe has got your back. You're in the right place. You've done the work. If you feel there's more work to do it. And together we're going to win. We're here for a reason, guys. We're the army of light, and I've said this before. All my life, literally my first thoughts that I can remember were, I'm here to fight a battle. And guess what, guys? We're here. I never knew what it was until 18 months ago, and we're doing well. We're waking lots up. We're raising our energy, and at this point, we just need to focus on going inside, clearing any stuff that needs to be cleared, and raising our energy. Work on those subconscious thoughts. Make the good thoughts automatic. If there's anything there that keeps coming up, deal with it. Go into there, think about it, and deal with it, and get rid of it, because that's just going to hold you back. And that's another thing that's happening, but I will talk about that in a separate video. So there you go. That's what I wanted to talk about. Is the split is happening. You're on the right side. Keep going. Heart-centered. Share the love. Don't react in hate. If someone throws hate at you, react in love. Act in love. Don't react. Don't throw it back at them, because that's the parasite trying to bring you down. So we need to know this. It's a test, guys. So are you ready to pass it? You've got to stand in your power. We all have to stand in our power and realize that we have that power to stand in. And no being trumps that. No being is above that. Only the Creator. Okay, so whatever you do, you're protected. You're in the right place. So definitely understand that. And the split is happening. That's why it's clown world. That's why we can see all this stuff. That's our proof that something is going on. And we've all been asking what's going on. This is what's going on. The split. So I will start getting into more of these topics. I tend to not go too deep in this channel because just because I want it to make it accessible to as many people as possible. But as we go into this, I may sort of start getting a bit deeper and saying things that might sound crazy, but I'll always back things up with proofs, with things that I see. And at the end of it all, guys, this is just my perspective. And that's all I can see through is my eyes and my perspective, which is made up of my experiences. And that's what we all need to do. So take this on board. If I say something and you think that's crap, discard it. Throw it away. If I say something and you think it makes sense, think about it more and how it can relate to your life and how you can possibly implement it to make better changes. And that's all I'm here to do. I'm definitely not here to tell you anything or how to live your life. But I am telling you that the split is coming. As far as I can see, it's coming. I did mention September, and I'm still sticking there, mid-September. And just remember the parabolic curve. Okay, we're thinking nothing's happening, and we hit this point, and we're almost there, and and my hair's all over my face. Yeah, so we're almost at that point, guys, where it's just going to go 90 degrees straight up, and then things will just happen so fast. And look around the world. Go to Odyssey or BitChute or Rumble and just type in protests. They're happening everywhere, and they're huge. France, Greece, Ireland, England, Australia, Cuba, everywhere. They're going off. So this is happening. But they don't want you to know. They're not going to show you. We have to look for this information and spread it around so that we can get as many as we can to rise up with us. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. The split. If you want more on it, I'll leave some links below. Definitely check out Dolores Cannon. But there's another lady I found who her work's just all within the last 5 years, and she just came across this on her own and then researched and found Dolores. Said, why are they all saying the same thing? And this is how we found this information. So it's not like it's not from an ancient book, or it's not some idea. This actually comes from hundreds of people. Like Dolores Cannon wrote 17 books on this topic because she regressed thousands and thousands of people there, and many of them said the same thing. And look around. Something's happening. Mandela effect, the split. We can see it, guys. So work on yourself, go inside, heart-centered, smile, listen to happy music, don't focus on the bad stuff, and understand we know, right? We broke their code. We know what's happening. We're the ones we were waiting for. We're the army of light. So we're here, and it's good times. It's an amazing time to be alive. You can focus on the bad, or you can think, wow, everyone's out there, no one's going to work, people have got time to think, do what they want, everyone's waking up. It's awesome. Another evil's been exposed. So We've done well, guys. You've done awesome. We're here. Let's keep going. Not too far to go. And yeah, we all get to see the new Earth that we all so deserve. So thank you for spending some time with me. I do hope you got something from that. Please leave me a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Please share this video around if you think the information will help others. And of course, leave me a comment. And I will talk to you all on the next upload. Bye for now.